Have you ever eaten at Storybook Dining at Artist Point? Would you like to know what it's like? Come along with me tonight. Hey everyone, it's Carol at CAROL-WDWAO. Tonight I'm dining at Storybook Dining at Artist Point with Anne-Marie and Tina. It's their first time, well, since it's changed over, I think. They haven't been in a while. Now I have. I loved it last trip. I'm anxious to see what they think about it, and I'm anxious to see what you think as well. I love walking into the entrance at Animal Kingdom. Rope drop, you can see it's not that crowded. We're here really early, but look at that tree. The entrance is magnificent. Just a little close-up. Look at the detail, the big gifts, all the decorations on there, just beautiful. We've made it through the gate, got our early entry. This crowd seems pretty orderly. I don't see a lot of people running, but again, we're at the front of the crowd here. At least we think we are. We are early. They're not letting anybody through yet. But look at the crowd ahead of us. We're not as early as we thought we were. Oh well. Okay, you know me. It's always comedy of errors. So we were here for rope drop. We were at the front of the Flight of Passage line, which is still a wait. So it ended up being 40 minutes, but you know me and safari. I love the safari. I love to do the morning safari. We have a 9:10 breakfast reservation. So we're in line, about to go up the hill, and we decide there's no way we can get both done because it's 7:43, it's 40 minutes up there, and then the safari is 20 minutes. So after that mad dash to Flight of Passage, we'll do it later in the day. We are on our way to the safari, which isn't open yet, but it will be by the time we get there. So let's hope for lots of animals. But we made the right decision going to the safari because we saw a lot of cool stuff today. No giraffes, but we saw painted dogs moving around. We saw rhinos, an adult and a younger rhino. We had to wait for them to cross the road. We saw cheetahs moving. Did I leave anything out? No, I think those were the highlights. Those were definitely the highlights. And the painted dogs. Yeah, the painted dogs up and moving. So, good safari. Now, the bad news is I was using my zoom camera, which is great for zooming up close, but doesn't have the stabilization of this camera. So, I shot some videos of the moving animals. If they're bumpy, bear with me because it's the best I could do, but I wanted you to see those.
Their horns get about 3 to 4 feet long, as much as about 10 pounds each, and that sounds not like a lot, but that's because they're mostly hollow inside. Really the only thing in that's twice the size of the black rhino that we saw earlier. Black rhino, 2,000 to 3,000 pounds. White rhino, 4,500 to 5,000 pounds. Oh, and look at this. There's even a younger rhino here. It's a pretty, I already talked about, there's only about 5,000 black rhino. For white rhino, there's about 20,000. But there's actually been 3 rhinos born here on the reserve in the last 3 years. So super exciting things. That happens. So yeah, it was scratching itself on the rock there, but it decided it wanted to cross. So white rhinos are pretty social. They're almost always found in family groups. There were some more on the right, if I know for speed, but not endurance signal. They're at their top speed for a few seconds. Oh, there's also an ostrich running around here. Ostrich can run to 40 miles an hour. So this is actually pretty slow for an ostrich. They are very quick.
So I've never eaten in this room, and it's really, really beautiful. The spears on the ceiling and all these artifacts are really, really, really cool. Very well done. Well, at Tusker House for breakfast, they've really upped their game in the buffet. There are some things here that I've only seen at Boma that now I'm seeing here. So tried to take some of everything. My plate looks really messy, but I'll show you what it looks like anyways. Right here is the feta watermelon salad. Now there's a version of that at Boma that does feta and tomato, and that's one of my favorite salads, so I was really looking forward to that. There's a zebra coffee cake, ham chickpea salad, a frittata, vegetable frittata, roasted potato. Now I gotta move the roasted potato so you can see what's under it. Excuse my fingers, making a mess. And this is the chicken curry, and this is the malva bread pudding with blueberries and banana, and then tandoori roasted tomatoes that I've only seen at Boma before as well. And I think, and some jasmine rice on top of the chicken curry, just in case the curry's a little warm. So I'm ready to dig in. Really great to have the buffet back. And of course, Mickey in his safari outfit, loving my ears, loving me, gotta love Mickey. Donald decked out for the holidays. Now Donald is Tina's favorite. Then we have Goofy. Well, Goofy is just plain Goofy. Gotta love Goofy. A lot of these character dinings will have some sort of parade or dance, and Goofy being Goofy is just king of the parade here. But Donald is no slouch either. Even though he didn't come as close to us as Goofy did, he is still so fun to watch. I had to get this distant shot of Daisy because her outfit with her poinsettias and her beautiful eyelashes. Now she's ready for her close-up, and she really works the room. just finished Flight of Passage, awesome as usual, but this time I was with Tina and Anne-Marie, who are both using scooters. Tina was able to take her scooter right up until you get in the door there. We waited for a specific room on the first floor because there are some simulator rooms that are upstairs and you have to walk upstairs. Now, if you're on a scooter, obviously they don't want you walking stairs. We did the safari earlier. There is a special car up at the front of the safari. Even someone in a wheelchair can ride the safari. You have to transfer to a wheelchair, and there's a place there. But there's a scooter parking area, so that's why those people all get on that truck. Different accommodations, really eye-opening as I'm focusing on traveling with someone with a scooter. So I hope people say that Animal Kingdom is a half-day park. I could spend a half day here between the Gorilla Trail and the Maharaja Trek. The hippos and gorillas are my favorite. It's funny because when you're on the safari, you've got to have fast fingers because you're only going to get a split second to take those pictures. When you're on the trails, you really just have to stop and wait. So right now, you know, they're just sort of looking at each other, not doing anything. People are walking by, and all of a sudden they go underwater again. And look at this close-up. You're never going to see this close-up if you're rushing through, because they're not here 100% of the time. So my advice, take your time on the trails. You know, wait for the people to go, stand off to the side. You're going to see things that you're going to be happy that you waited for. I mean, look at this face. You can see his teeth. And how often do you see hippo poop? I mean, come on. We did the safari a second time. On the way to safari, I saw my favorite Wild Trek guide, Jason. Gave me a big hug. Always happy to see him. If you have a choice of Jason for the safari, he's the one to go. And we're coming by the drums, probably not the best choice for me to video here. We're heading over to Festival of the Lion King. Safari this time we saw some giraffes, which we didn't see before. Sleeping, painted dogs were sleeping. We saw the rhinos, got some nice views of the male and female lion. Trying to think of what else we saw. It's always a good safari. Yesterday we were a well-oiled machine. We hit everything that we wanted to. The last hour of the night we just made.
I think you were going to stop.
The last hour of the night it was beautiful. We saw Walt the Dreamer, we saw the new area, we saw Living with the Land, the holiday lights, and saw Luminous. That last hour of the day was perfect. Today, Anne-Marie and I are like newbies, never been to Disney before. Would you say that's fair to say?
Yeah, we're wandering around like two idiots.
So we get here at Rope Drop. We go to Flight of Passage. We realize we can't do Flight of Passage and Safari, so we leave that wonderful line that we were quite close in the front to and head over to the Safari.
Which worked out fine. That was okay.
Yeah, it was a great safari. We had breakfast. Breakfast was delicious. Then we went to the safari again.
Yep, that worked out fine.
That worked out fine. And then we said, okay, we'll go over to the Lion King instead of drawing first. Now, we walked right by where you'd get on the train to draw. We get over to the Lion King, and there is no 1 o'clock show. All right, so we're going to go back and draw. If we had decided to draw, we would have been there in time. Now we have to wait for the next show, which was 1:45. So we're on our way to get the annual pass magnets that we didn't get. The day this is going, they will be all sold out of them or giving them away, but we'll see. Then we're gonna do Tough to Be a Bug. Then we're gonna draw, do Lion King, then go to Storybook Dining for dinner. Did I get that right, or are we changing plans?
That's what we think.
Are there any other course corrections?
God only knows.
I know. So yesterday, perfect today, but we're having fun, right? I mean,
It's a nice day.
I would not be...
Any day at Disney is a good day.
Exactly, and it's warmed up. It's a beautiful day, so we're good to go. But just laugh at us, because we're laughing at ourselves. Well, I guess things happen for a reason. This day we've been sort of running around and doing nothing, but we did want to get to Animation Experience, and not only did we have a fun animation experience, but we had a really, really unique experience. We were able to see the end of an emergency surgery of Olive the Mandrill. The mandrills play bite, but this bite was a little more than play, and her thigh got bitten pretty badly. Some tendons and ligaments were torn and had to be repaired. She was under surgery from about 11 o'clock on, and we were at the 1:45 show, Animation Experience. So it was a little bit after that. They did a great job on her. We watched her come around and get put back in her crate, which meant that they were happy with her condition. And that's one of the things, all my friends laugh at me about. How many times are you going to Disney? Because you see different and new things every time. So today started out, Anne-Marie and I both said, I need an alcoholic beverage at this point. And then this happened, and I don't care what else happens during the day. It was simply amazing. So let's start with the menu. There's a couple of really interesting beverages, one non-alcoholic, a transformation potion that's transformed in front of your eyes. The enchanted apple, vodka, sour apple, and cranberry juice, brew of peaches, a whiskey, peach, raspberry, with a glazed sugar on one side of the glass. If we go to the appetizers, and these are shared, wild mushroom bisque, hunter's pie, which is basically a meatball, and a wicked shrimp cocktail, which is one shrimp. But then you get to order your entree, and here's where you have your choice. Beef stroganoff, a big prime rib, a vegetarian option, slow braised pork shank, falls off the bone, you know my choice, chicken, fish, and then there's a chicken chicken, which is the second vegetarian option. Now again, you're going to share the desserts. There's a miner's treasure, a gooseberry tart, a poison apple that's dark chocolate with a sour center, and then the hunter's gift to the queen. When you get your invitation to see the queen, this comes in a box, and as the box opens, mist comes out due to dry ice, and that's your gift. Now Tina has gotten the transformation potion, and you can see it's transformed. Disney magic. Dining does not disappoint. Okay, every time I come, I get the pork shank. I don't try anything else because that pork shank is melt in your mouth delicious. I raved about it, raved about it, raved about it. Anne-Marie ordered it, and then I'm like, I hope it's good. Anne-Marie, what do you think?
Quite delicious. Highly recommend. Melts in your mouth. Polenta is delicious. So is the spinach.
And you'd come back?
Yes, I would come back.
Come back, Tina?
Yes, I would come back.
All right. So the pork shank is served with a polenta and some spinach. Very, very good. I guess I'm just a creature of habit. I got the brew of peaches again, which I had last time. It has this really nice glaze on the side. It's peach and raspberry and bourbon, which isn't extremely sweet, but if you want it sweeter, just drink from the side that has the sugar glaze on it, and it's perfect. Now, Tina loved her huge, look at that thing, that's like half the plate. That's amazing. Oops. I was so excited when Snow White came to the table, I forgot to turn my microphone on. We had such a lovely conversation. She asked us a whole bunch of questions and told us about her friends, the dwarfs, and asked us if we had any special friends. It was just lovely. Desserts. The poison apple. When I was here years ago, the poison apple was like a Sour Patch Kid. Not good at all. This is a light candy coating on the outside and just creamy, delicious on the inside. Now, last time I was here, I did not enjoy the Miner's treat. I thought it was gelatinous. This was really good, the cookies and cream. And the tart was wonderful. Storybook Dining at Artist Point. Simply fabulous. First of all, I think for a character interaction, the characters spend more time with you than any other location. Dopey came around twice just to give us a hug, even though he had already covered our table. The people are just so friendly. Our server was wonderful. The food, yes, it's a limited menu. Yes, if you don't like the appetizers or desserts, it's probably not for you. But it's one shrimp, one meatball. You know, it's not going to kill you to try it, and you might like it. Tina is very fussy about her food. This is the most I've seen her eat all trip. She loved it. And Anne-Marie, also a very veteran restaurant goer, thumbs up for her. It's a little out of the way, but I think it's worth it. And the resort was beautiful. They had PhotoPass photographers in front of the Christmas tree and by the bridge. We got some nice pictures. I can't recommend this place enough. Now, I left Anne-Marie and Tina to take a boat over to Fort Wilderness so I could see the Christmas decorations. Now, this is May when this video is coming out. I'm not going to show you all those Christmas decorations, but I will link the video that I did release in December with all those decorations because they were simply amazing. If you've enjoyed this vlog on Storybook Dining at Artist Point, you know the drill. Thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I really appreciate it. Notification bell so you know when new ones come out. And never grow up.